So you play Alex on, Julie and the Phantoms. And I kind of like get bored of hearing you guys explain the plot of Julie and the Phantoms. I feel like you guys have said it so many times. But one thing that we did with Savannah that was actually funnier was like explain the plot of the show from your character's perspective. Not like from Julie's perspective because she's the protagonist. How would
Yeah. That's cool.
How would Alex go about it? Yeah, change it up.
I mean, I think Alex just went through it freaking out the whole time.
I agree.
Like anxiety driven the entire time.
Yeah.
And then finding some love on the way. I mean, going through it. I mean, I just feel like it was one big cluster. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, all the boys. I think the boys were just kind of stumbling through it the entire time. The ghosts.
True.
But for Alex, I mean, he just wanted answers. He was freaking out. He wanted to know what this new life was, and he was tripping out. So he went to get fresh air, and then he found Willie, who
is hot.
Come on,
exactly. Booboo Stewart.
Very hot. That's something. That's a bone I wanted to pick. We wanted a kiss for season 1 so bad, because you gotta lock it in season 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't have to risk not having it season 2.
Oh, but now, like, if there's a season 2, I feel like people would sue if there wasn't a kiss. Like, I'm talking
if there wasn't a kiss?
Yeah, make out. Like you said, if in your live stream.
A heavy make out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be canon. I feel like... See, and then Netflix would just, like, play that on their Instagram page over and over again.
I would do it. If Netflix put it on their Instagram page, I would do a heavy make-out scene with Booboo easily.
Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, it's Booboo Stewart.
You know what's strange? I feel like he sees these videos of me where I'm like, I would kiss him and not be acting at all.
Yeah.
And I wonder what he's going to go into the scene really thinking next time. You know what I mean? He's going to be like, this guy's actually really excited to do this.
I mean, I would like to think that my co-star is into it. Maybe. Not.
Really? A little?
I mean, just like a little. Like, you don't want them to be like, crap, I got to kiss this guy today. You know what I mean?
I guess that's true.
Right? Like a little like, oh, okay, I'm okay with it.
So you're saying that I should hope that Booboo's a little into it.
I would want him to be a little into it.
Be a little into it, right?
Yeah.
That way we get that chemistry on camera.
Yeah. Like you don't need to be like too pumped about it. Like be like, hey, we get to do this today.
It's pretty good looking. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
you
kiss
are.
him.
Yeah, Booboo. Hot.
Thank you.
Come on.
Yeah.
Period. All right, I love that for you. See?
Wow.
Netflix, pick up the phone. We got the plot for you guys. We got it for you.
That's something that we really gotta like Netflix. For real, pick up the phone. I need to work. I'm running out of money. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
This is like a personal problem. I mean, that sounds like...
I'll figure it out. No, I'll figure it out. It'll be okay. But really, let's get a season 2 going. Oh my gosh. How many times have someone asked me, are you doing a season 2? And I'm like, it's hopeful. Like, Netflix has been like, super awesome.
I thought you were about to say awful. I was like, oh, crap.
Oh, yeah. Netflix has been the worst. No. They're seriously, like, the coolest company ever, and they really, really do care. But, and obviously, like, with this time, like, so much is happening that, like, no one expected for, and they've been super, super cool about it. But, and I'm sure there's 1,000 things that we can't even think of that are in the way of, just rolling up to Vancouver and starting to shoot a season 2. But I hope it happens soon. I really want to give, like, the fans have been so cool that, I mean, like, I know the guys and I know Mads and stuff, like, we all feel, like, personally responsible to, like, we really want to come through and deliver,
Yeah.
And it sucks that it's stopping us, We want to make something for them in whatever capacity, so.
I hope it's coming soon. I really do. All of their comments on every post they have is Julie and the Phantoms related, even on TikTok. Like,
so Netflix posted a picture with Charlie and his,
the arms.
Thor guns popping out. Yeah, and his boobs. And
we love the boobs.
There's like 9,000 comments on it.
Yeah.
Just talking about Julie and the Phantoms. Got it. You can do
it. So, a lot of people on the show, speaking of guns and boobs, Luke on the show, a lot of people have been shipping your character, Alex, who, if people don't know, that's embarrassing, but Alex is gay on the show, and you two have a really unique chemistry. I feel like you and Charlie and I think like it comes through on the show, and people perceive it as romance. Now, let's talk about that, because like, would you think that would be canon of them being like, oh yeah, they did it back in the day, or like, what if Alex like had a crush on Luke, and then like told him, and then it wasn't reciprocated, so now they have like this weird little like.
Whoa! I think if anything's happening, Luke has had a crush on Alex. This is. Do you want me to tell you exactly what happened?
Wait, like, did you talk to the writers? Okay. Lay it on me.
I don't have to talk to the writers.
Yeah, the writers don't know you. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know for a fact.
Okay, lay it on me.
Luke had feelings for Alex. He went to the guys and was like, I am gay.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke was like, oh no. You know, I've been having these feelings for a while. I wonder what like I'm going to do to him. He came to me and I was like, it's cool, man. Like, we'll figure this out together. And we did. And now it's just, you know, dated for a little bit. In 1986, and nothing came from it. Wait, what? Oh my God, how old would we be from 1986?
Wouldn't you like?
We're 95. How old are we? Do you know how old we are in the show?
So like you're 17. Wait, yeah.
Am I 17 in the show?
I wonder if you're born in 1994, and you die. Well, actually, it depends when. At what age do you guys die? 16, 17? Who plays a club at 16? So I would say 17.
We'll say I'm 17 years old.
Okay.
So how old would I be in 19? This entire podcast is going to be us trying to figure out math.
Okay. I'm not good at math.
1986, how old would I be?
Well, it depends. It depends when you're born. Like if you're 16, you died in what, 1994? So 1996.
I died in 1995.
1995. So you would be like 18.
Okay, let's say I'm 17 years old in 1995,
and college,
I
kids.
had a romance in 1986. Yeah, or don't go to college and become a garbage actor.
Stop.
1995, 1986. How old am I? That's 9 years.
You're 8.
I'm 8 years old. I had a romance with Luke when I was 8 years old.
Yeah,
that's what this entire thing has gotten us to. Is trying to figure out when I had a romance with Luke.
I mean, that's when puberty starts, so maybe.
No,
right?
No. Dear God, no. I can see this podcast being on the wall of a courtroom. Let's say, okay, they had a romance.
Fine, okay.
Maybe at some point, possibly.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. And maybe it'll spark back up in season 4.
Oh, see, I would be down for that. But then they would need to like do like a flashback episode where like you go back to that time.
We go back and we're 8 years old and we like hold hands and we look at each other and like just like a single
and I feel the lawsuit coming.
I
feel the lawsuit coming. But speaking of the guys, that we've touched on children being in love with each other. Speaking of the guys, they were in Oklahoma a few days ago, and when I did the episode with Jeremy, he was like, oh, me and the guys are gonna be together next week, and then like you guys were together, and now people were assuming, okay, that's it, you guys, we're getting a season 2. That's when they're gonna announce it. That's what's gonna happen.
I know, man. We were on the phone with Kenny when they were here, and really the idea of it was like, you know, we were really, really touched with the idea of like the streaming party.
Yeah.
You know, that was really cool to us.
So
and we were like, how can we do something? So they all came to Oklahoma. We were trying to figure out where we were going to go. And they're like, well, you got your new pad, so like we'll come and hang out.
Yeah.
So they came and we had a plan to like maybe shoot some stuff and record some stuff to say, you know, thank you. So we'll see if we have anything. And if so, we'll post it. But
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. But that was it. That was just, and we wanted to be together for the streaming party too, because, you know, people have put a lot of thought into it, and it was, we thought that was really cool.
No, the guys were great. I feel like the fans have been lifting this show up.
And the guys and I, you know, we've been nervous because it's like, you know, will people get tired of us? Will people, you know, give up because it's taking so long? But I mean, not for a second has anyone even, you know, everybody's still like right there when it first came out. And they're still excited and they're still pushing. And we'll send each other screenshots of like comments and be like, dude, look at this. Like, they're still pushing as hard for season 2 today as they did in September, whenever it came out. September 18th or whatever. And I feel which is really, really, really cool.
It's so dope. And I feel like every day, I feel like the fan base grows bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So hopefully if Netflix plays their card right, we will get a season 2 announcement soon. But now that we talked about your apartment. You know, you got an apartment in Oklahoma. But I know from researching you say you hate Oklahoma, and then you got an apartment in Oklahoma. Like you're always like Oklahoma, nothing happens. You're always like nothing happens here, and then you're
do. I rag on it a lot. On it a lot. But I was living at my house,
mom and
with
dad.
with my mom,
with your mom,
and my dad for a year.
And wait, you're like
I am 20 years old for a year, and I know that's not, but like I've been in and out since I was like, 13.
Yeah, so you've gotten used to.
I was at my house for a year, and things were getting a little rough, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I had to. So no, they're awesome, but you know how it is. I mean, you want to have your own life, and you're living with your parents. So
I'm 20 and I live with my parents right now, so I feel you.
But honestly, like that's the way I was gonna do it, and I was like, I'm also like so lazy. So they would come home and I like wouldn't do the dishwasher, and they'd be like, you know that feeling where you're like sitting on the couch watching TV and you hear the garage go up, and you're like, fuck, and you're just like running to do like the dish. Yeah, that was every single day for like a year. Yeah, and I got too lazy. I was too sedentary. Like I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't like creative. I wasn't creating anything or like music or even little things like art or. And I just wanted to change it up. So I got a place and a place that I felt like I could be creative in. And I called Kenny and I was like, "You think this is a good idea?" And he was like,
"What a sweetie."
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's like the uncle with all the good advice. And he had a place in San Francisco, a big loft like this, when he was my age. So he was like, I would go for it, man. It was like some of the best times of my life. So I was like, money comes and goes, Okay, we're gonna go. Owen.
Okay.
Charlie and Jeremy, they all have their own places, either their own apartments or their own little homes. Who's home?
Okay, so you're the cleanest, and then Charlie has to be last. Anyone. Charlie has to be last.
Thank you. Look, he's clean. That's what I mean. But the guy, like, you should see when he got here. His Subaru was like, it was his whole apartment.
Yeah,
he had his whole apartment inside of it. So he left, and now my house is so gross. It's so gross. I can't express. I
want to talk about one thing though. I saw that you had a mic earlier, and I've been friends with Tori and Sav for a little while now, and then they were like, "Anthony, you know who would sing that song very well?" Owen. I was just like, "Okay, well, cool, Owen." And then they're like, "No, Anthony, like you don't understand." They sent me a clip of you singing, and I was like, "Oh shit." It's on your Instagram. It's on your Instagram. Like, you don't even show your face. I don't know what you're recording exactly, but you're singing, and it's beautiful.
Oh, it was before the show came out.
I believe so. Let's play a game where I'll sing a part of a musical theater song, and you have to complete the song.
What if I don't know the song? I'll try my best.
I mean, that's the point of the game. This one, I think, is my favorite. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
Something has opened my eyes to see that this little girl has brains. I don't know. I don't know the song. What is it?
Soon I'll try defying gravity.
That's so embarrassing that I don't know that. Okay, but that was like the 20th musical I'd ever seen. Like, it was late.
Okay, this one actually, I was told you would know this one. Okay. On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. Hey.
What is it?
Does that help? Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh my god! I knew it. That's so embarrassing. I sang the whole song.
And doesn't even know Wicked. You know what? It's fine. We still love you, but that was embarrassing. Also from Dear Evan Hansen.
I'm not gonna know it. I know those two songs.
It's like
Sincerely Me.
Could tell her. Oh yeah. I know what song you're talking about.
I know the name of this next song though.
What is it?
Is it If I Could Tell Her?
Yeah. You Got it. Yeah, Dear Evan Hansen, If I Could Tell Her. That one was actually suggested by Tori. She was like,
I don't know it.
His voice would be really good with that one. You need to try it. Sing.
Just for Tori, I'll try to do it. I'll try to do a cover of that song and post it. I'm going to do one for you. Yeah. I did a sponsorship for this movie, and this has become one of my favorite.
I love James Corden, but he played the gay character.
A little too cliche or something.
Yeah, I heard that like you asked your gay friends on how to portray Alex, which I like that you did that.
I'll be honest. I was really nervous to do it. I didn't want to offend anyone. I didn't want to like. I've talked to them and like. I never understood like what the true meaning of representation was, and I was kind of ignorant to that.
Yeah.
And I talked to them and they really, kind of explained to me, like my friend grew up and he would watch a movie and that main character would be gay and he would look it up and he wasn't gay in real life, and it's not that it's some like insane sin, but it takes away that representation for him of who he can grow up and be. Which I completely understand. So, I just called them. I wanted to talk to them, just make sure. And I wanted to be able to do something that people would. I've said this 1,000 times, but all that was running through my head is like, I don't want anyone to be upset. I want to do something that people will enjoy watching.
Yeah.
And maybe find some inspiration from, which
conversation to have about it. But I think if you understand,
it's a tough conversation too.
It is.
It's very hard, and it's a tough one to have, and not offend anybody, even when you're trying to like find the answers. I wish that we could have more conversation where it's like a genuine conversation of just trying to learn and understand.
Yeah,
and I feel like conversation like that has kind of gone away. Like.
Because we're very sensitive.
You have to get it right the first time.
Yeah.
You have to get it right the first time.
No, that's true. I feel like that's true, but I feel like if you even made the effort to reach out to like people who are part of the LGBT+, I feel like that's
and the way you do it too, the way you come across, the way you ask.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, I want to do this right. How can I do it to the best of my ability? So I love that for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So what's the prom song you wanted to lay on me?
Campus, but oh so bored.
Oh, that's the song from that blonde white kid.
This podcast is everywhere.
As podcasts should be.
We're literally we're just bullshitting this entire time, and people are gonna listen to this.
That's what they like most about my other episodes. So I feel
it's really just genuine conversation.
Yeah, because I feel like it's humanizing. So many cool people that we talk to, and I feel like when people are like celebrities, quote unquote, like they get put on like this pedestal, like like they're a different standard of person. But I feel like they're just like people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at me.
It's just like people, and I love it. It's humanizing. Yeah. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, I love this. I think it's cool. I was excited to do this. I was excited that I would be able to have a conversation instead of like
so
intense.
So intense. Okay, and then let's move on to In Front of Me.
Wait, can I see if I really know the lyrics?
Yeah.
There in front of me. Can I just jump to Bittersweet? Bittersweet love story about the girl. It's so mean. This is literally the one song on the album that I haven't listened to on repeat.
Okay, let's start to These truths find me breaking free.
Free two worlds collide when I'm with
you. Our voices rising.
I don't know. I still don't know the song. This lyric. Mm-hmm. Take off, last stop.
No, buzzing from the top.
That's not lyrics.
I'm sorry.
Down till we blast open the top.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right.
Wasn't that it? No.
Yeah. Fair enough.
What's your favorite musical, by the way?
I really like In the Heights.
In the Heights. Oh, in that movie, they keep postponing it.
Yeah.
That hurts.
But what's his name? He's so good. His music should be way bigger than it is.
His singles are so good.
Oh my god, they're so good. If anyone's listening to this, you gotta check his singles out.
Anthony Ramos.
Go listen
all
to
of
his
it.
songs.
Okay, but TikTok. Okay, so you're not a TikTok guy, but TikTok is really great if you're a theater kid. Like if you're on Theater Kid TikTok, they made a musical for Ratatouille, and they made a musical for Bridgerton, which I'm obsessed with Bridgerton right now. So like I'm obsessed with both. Okay, which one of those two? Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask like which one of those two would you think would make the best like real life Broadway show?
Bridgerton. I want to know what they're gonna do with all those sex scenes. Are they gonna be a song every single time? Are they maybe?
Have you seen Waitress?
Yeah, I've seen Waitress.
Okay, so Waitress, they could do like a sex scene like that. And have you heard of the music they're doing for the show? Like they written for Bridgerton?
I haven't. Is it good?
Let me bless you.
You know what I figured out?
Go ahead.
And this is not look. Mm-hmm. Anybody that's successful has worked for it. I'm going to preface this by saying that.
We're not discrediting
I don't care if you're Kim Kardashian or TikToker.
Yeah.
You've worked very hard if you're that successful. And I can say this because I also have it, but it's the thigh tattoos. Thigh tattoos, but I think it's like a part of their contract before they enter these homes. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I'm the dumbass that also got one of these tattoos.
Yeah, but like you're not like wearing the short shorts. But if you did, I feel like you'd have a lot of support on that end.
Like the D'Amelio sisters.
They're great.
I can't get enough of that. The power she has with 100 million people looking at her. And the amount of pressure that goes along with that. I mean, I have 1.5 million and I mess up sometimes and I'm like, you know, here goes my career. It's a scary thing. So I can't imagine the pressure she's under. Drives me crazy right now is like cancel culture.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying that, like absolutely 100%. There are people out there in this world that should never see the light of day again.
Yeah.
But there's also people that are growing up, especially people on social media, that are going to mess up.
They are.
Because I've messed up before, and the people judging them, like, can they really sit there and say, I've never done anything stupid in my entire life?
Because they will, because there's no proof of what they did.
There's no proof. Stupid. They're just a little,
You know, like, right now is everybody freaking out for Olivia Rodrigo. I'm a big fan of Olivia Rodrigo. Like, the Driver's License song, it's everywhere.
Is that Driver's License?
Yeah.
She has a crazy-ass voice.
People right now are like, oh my god, Olivia Rodrigo. Mark my word, someday there will be somebody that will find something she did when she was 9.
I know.
And will be like, she doesn't deserve anything she's worked towards to because she did that one thing when she was like
Doesn't that suck? Doesn't it suck too that it can't just be like a... Like, people think they have to take it so far. I guarantee you when 100,000 people comment that you did something wrong, you're not going to make that same mistake again. So just let that be the lesson, and then let's move on, you know?
You're so wise. One of the things we talked about with Sav when we did her episode was when she graduated, like you played ARC on Night Squad for a couple of years, and I feel like every actor come at this point where you're at the end of your show, and you're also at the end of high school, and you're just like, okay, either I get the normalcy I haven't had being a child actor, and I go to college, and I experience that, or you're just like, no, like let me ride the momentum of me coming out of this show and let me try to get other stuff. How was like that like in your head when you were like at that crossroad? You were just like, I think I want to ride this wave and pursue acting.
I mean, for me, it wasn't a question of like it's so corny, and I'm sure so many people say it, but to me, acting is like air. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there wasn't a doubt in my mind of like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. And it was a very, very, terrifying time with me. Like my anxiety skyrocketed. I would like do, so Night Squad was coming to an end after 10 episodes of the second season.
Yeah.
And they actually did something really cool. I think they knew that pilot season was coming up. And for actors like myself that are, rolling off the momentum of these shows I mean, we're not big stars yet. You know, I'm still not a big star.
Well,
so you got you got to like roll. We got to roll with the momentum, and they kind of cut us loose right as pilot season was happening, and I was like, this is my time. I have to prove I'm 18 years old. I have to prove everybody that I can actually do this. I'm not just and God bless Nickelodeon, but I'm not just a Nickelodeon kid. Like I can do this.
Yeah.
So there was times where I was like throwing up after self tapes and I would do like 40, 50 takes of like stuff. And it got really bad. Yeah, it was just rough. And, but then, I mean, so Julie and the Phantoms was like a little bit of like a miracle auditioned for me. Dan and Dave reached out. Actually, Sean and Mark, the creators of Night Squad.
Yeah.
They were writing for Julie and the Phantoms.
Yeah,
and they said, you got to come in for this character. And it was really fun. It was awesome. But, it's a really scary time. And the pressure is so intense because, at 18, you're worried about money,
Yeah.
And I know everyone's worried about money all the time. But there's a little bit of buffer room, maybe from 18 to 21, where you have, even if you have student debts or something like that, you're like, I'm still young. I still have to take care of myself. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
But when you're 18 and you're thinking about, am I ruining my chance at a career or am I ruining my life right now because I'm 25 and I'm going to be nothing? It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing to take on.
I think you're right. I think you've always been really open about your anxiety. Like, what's something that like you do that helps you with that? Because about like auditioning, and they were just like, it never gets like easier. It never gets like, oh, you were that kid, like the head of like a huge franchise. Oh, we give you the part. It doesn't never matter. Like that.
No, it doesn't matter, man. Like Hoover, Julie and the Phantoms.
Right.
That was my first time working by myself. I was with Charlie, and the kid doesn't know how much he saved me. His attitude every single day, waking up, it really helped me push me along. Seriously, one of my best friends, and that really helped me through that whole process with the anxiety. But it's never stopped me from a part. It never will stop me from being able to act. I think the scary thing is being able to say like, no, you don't understand. Like my anxiety isn't stopping me from acting. It's the acting helps my anxiety.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So and it genuinely does for me. The times that I get bad is when I'm sitting in a house like this by myself.
Right.
And it's been a year since I've read a script, Right. So sometimes auditions even keep me going. 20. The anxiety I had when I was 13, I wish I could have now. I'd be able to like kick it in the ass and be, absolutely. That was nothing compared to what.
You feel like it's growing as you're growing too?
Absolutely. Yeah. When I was 13, and what's hard to talk about this stuff is I haven't figured it out. I don't know. I don't know 100%.
Nobody does.
Exactly. Like you just got to take it a day at a time and just figure it out a little bit as you go.
Yeah.
When I was 13, I just had anxiety. I just had anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
And I think it was like a two-week period where I would have an anxiety attack every day, and that slowly went away. I had some like separation problems where I would come out of my bed to check to make sure my parents were still home. I would do little things like that when I was like 13 to like 12 to 15, man. I was old when I was like, I still had those little fears and then it turned into like OCD. I started having like OCD problems now because obviously as you get over those anxiety fears, your brain's old enough. You're like, even if my parents go somewhere, I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But they change.
And they changed. So it morphed into this OCD thing. Yeah. So now I'm like kind of battling with more OCD situations than I did with anxiety. So, you just got to take it a day at a time, and you got to reach out to people. You got to be honest with people. You got to talk to people, and you got to be like, this is what I'm going through, because that's the only way it's going to help you. You can't sit in your own mind. If you trap it in your own head, it's gonna take you over. You have to lean on the people around you.
That's what I like about like this conversation is you're like, I don't have it figured out. And I feel like that's a lot of the time, like we feel like everybody else does, and we're just like, fuck, Absolutely. I don't have it figured out at all. Absolutely. And every day, if you're honest with your friends and if you're honest with one another, you realize like, oh, you don't have your shit together either. I don't have my shit together.
And a cool thing about our generation, all relating to this feeling of what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Seriously.
And it's comforting. And the other people are like this. It's a pretty cool thing.
It is.
And so, that's a whole nother conversation of social media and anxiety. But
I just like that about you, that you're so like, oh, I don't have my shit together. That's actually a funny thing. I every time I talk to a new person and I'm in awe of like how together they seem to be, I just come to realize, oh, yeah, no, we're all screwed in the best way possible.
That's acting too, and I'm sure I know it's going to get, we'll probably end up figuring it out. But I bet I have 5 or 6 more years before I'm close to that, But it's also growing up and running a full-time career and trying to get it all together. But with acting too, if there's any little actors out there or any capacity of actor, I got 100 things to do before high school, and I said, Here's my acting
I'm set.
career.
Yeah, I'm set.
Blew out of the water, right? I'm back to ground zero. I got to Night Squad, or I did another pilot for Nickelodeon. Back to ground zero. These stepping stones, but I mean, someone that's starting out, they look at me and they think, you know, oh my God. But I'm still doing exactly what everyone else is doing. I'm sitting down, I'm reading the script, I'm figuring it out, and I'm auditioning. And it helps that I have 1.5 million followers. It helps that I have resume builders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, if you're an actor and you're trying to go for it, like I haven't figured it out either.
One of the things I did with Jeremy when he was on the podcast, we showed him different cartoons, and he had to make a voice.
That's the voice? Oh, I bet he did so good. He did better with Charlie.
I would disagree. How would you impersonate, let's say, Jeremy?
He does this a lot. He does this. He's like...
Oh, really?
Do you know how he does these little, like, little lip bites?
Okay. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He does this a lot.
I can see that.
And if he was here, he would say, you're absolutely right, Owen. Charlie. Okay, I've got Charlie.
Do Charlie.
It's about the feeling. Oh, my God. It's about the feeling. Yeah. But he talks like he's from Brooklyn, but he's from Quebec. You know what I mean? And he always talk. He does his. Oh yeah, he's from New Brunswick.
I'm from Quebec. It's fine.
You're both French Canadians, okay?
I mean, Charlie, I think like the way he talks is very like I call it like the smolder talk. Like he talks with the tip of his mouth a lot.
He talks. I think he created that.
I mean, it works for him.
It absolutely works for him. But I bet that if we went back 9 years ago and heard little Charlie have a conversation, he would not sound the same as he does now.
Oh, he doesn't. I don't know Charlie from Julie and the Phantoms. I know him from French Canadian shows he did back in the day.
Shut the hell up. Are you serious?
I'm serious. Like, he was in like a drama called Conséquences.
So he did what I did in the States, but he did it for Canada.
He did, and nobody knows.
I don't have anything like that, but I always wanted to like go and do German TV.
Oh,
like I wanted to go for a couple months and film like a German movie. I think that would be so funny.
Talk German to me.
I can't. I'm not. Look, I hate to disappoint people. I can understand everything, and I can speak, but I haven't.
Try it.
My grandparents passed away, and I haven't been to Germany in 5 ever. So that is a movie that I grew up with, and it's about soccer players.
Oh, this.
Dude, that was it. That was my jam growing up, and I want so badly. I don't know who created it. I want so badly to be in a remake.
You could play him. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'd love to play him.
Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby T.
Oh yeah, that was
one of
the better moment of my life.
Yeah. I feel like
that was something special.
Career shaping, like
I really do love goats. Like I really love them. I want to get a tattoo of a goat really bad.
Bet I will draw you Ruby Tuesday.
Draw me Ruby Tuesday. I'll get it tattooed.
I'll text it to you, and then you can get that tattoo. Podcast. You mentioned you wanted to start a podcast.
I do, man. I want. So, how is going into the social media space going to influence or impact my acting career?
Positively or negatively?
Positively or negatively.
Yeah.
And that's something that's tough. How are people going to take me seriously? YouTubers are incredibly talented people.
Yeah, I work with them. And they're awesome.
And they're incredibly talented people, and they work
a lot.
I mean, this is, a lot. And
you film by yourself, you edit by yourself, you put it out by yourself. You need to be active. Like
that's the game changer right there, I feel like. The editing.
Assistant? The
editing assistance. Like if I had an editor, I think I could I think I would do YouTube videos. The conversation I'm having in my head is like podcast, I think people would take me a little bit more serious. But I don't know if I give a shit if people take me seriously. I really enjoy making people laugh. But
like as a whole, it's fun. I think you should do a podcasts are fun. And like you can do whatever you want on it. Like there's no rules for it.
I just like moving around, and I don't know. I just don't think I would be funny just sitting there. But people say they would. People say they would listen to it. So
I've always wondered, because I think a lot of the time when you release your own music, you always wonder, like, what's the sound? Like, what's my sound?
Yeah.
What's your sound? What do you think your sound is?
I really love bluegrassy rock.
You're a rock guy?
I really love all kinds of music. I don't listen to a lot of rap.
Okay.
I don't know. I really like singer-songwriting kind of music, and then but I really love stuff like Dear Evan Hansen.
Broadway.
But it's poppy, but it sits in the Broadway kind of spectrum.
Yeah. I could see that for you. I feel like a little alternative, singer.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, 3 songs everybody should have right now on their playlist. Apart from Julie and the Phantom.
I love that you said besides, because obviously I'm gonna rep the album and it's so good, but
it's so good.
Okay.
No.
Your podcast name is so... I'll go back to the songs, but your podcast name is so smart. I just had to think about it. If you go back like 3 minutes, I was just staring. It's so smart. It works on so many levels, Sunset Drive.
I like Sunset Drive because some of my best moments with my friends, or the most like monumental parts of my life where I had like really deep conversations, were always on like car rides or like road trips. I feel like that's when you have like the best conversations. So I was just like, I love those conversations so much. We'll get like really deep for like 20 minutes, which we're like, where is this coming from? And I don't know. I feel like that's what I love about it, and I love driving. So
I love driving. I don't think there's one thing in the world more therapeutic than blasting a song and you're just by yourself in your car.
Yeah, I feel like we have like we have no control over life, like whatsoever. Like you were even talking about this when you were like, I wasn't sure if people were going to take me seriously because of we like censor ourselves. We have like no control over nothing. And I feel like when you're driving, like it's just you, the road, and you're like you control everything happening to you in that moment.
You
so I like driving
so much farther than deep. You went so much farther. You have no control over nothing. 3 songs. 3 songs. I really like All Yourn.
All Yourn. I don't know that one. From who?
Yeah, it's a country song. It's Tyler Childers. And then I really like Ventura Highway.
Ventura Highway.
And right now, I can't stop listening to the Rocky Horror Picture Show album.
I love Rocky Horror.
Yeah, and I can't stop listening to Killing Me Softly.